Golden State Warriors are about to make another massive trade. Now, as you all know, the Warriors have fallen to 12th in the Western Conference with an 18-21 record, and they are looking to shake things up and even trade their superstars in order to rebuild around Steph and Curry once again and bring new star players. In today's video, we're going to be going through 5 big potential superstars that could be traded for into the Golden State Warriors roster that can not only help Steph Curry, but help them win another NBA championship this season. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it'd mean the world if you could subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below. The first player is none other than Zach LaVine. Now, as you all know, Zach LaVine is a fantastic player, but the Chicago Bulls are looking to trade him and actually rebuild. Now, so far with the Eastern Conference, Chicago Bulls do rank 9th with a 19-22 record, and they are looking at getting rid of Zach LaVine, and I think Golden State Warriors would be a fantastic pick where Zach LaVine can definitely be in a better role and also have a higher usage rate in all departments. So far, Zach LaVine has taken the side to DeMar DeRozan and is averaging 20.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 3.8 assists. Now, he has done a fantastic job for the Chicago Bulls. What I love most about his game is not just his ability to score, but his athleticism does not only just help him with his inside presence, but on defense as well. And on top of that, he has a great three-point shot where he's averaging 35% from the three-point line, which is fantastic, and an effective field goal percentage of 54%, which is really good, especially for a guard. Now, when it comes to Zach LaVine, he does stand at 6'5", 200 pounds, and is still only 28 years old. So he's still a very young player and can definitely not just play with the Warriors now, but in the years to come. And I think that's why getting someone of LaVine's caliber can definitely be a really big thing due to the fact that he is a 2-time All-Star, 2014-2015 All-Rookie. And I think if given the right opportunity in the right team, he can definitely flourish and be something special. Now, when it comes to Golden State Warriors, they are currently ranked, like we talked about earlier, 12th in the Western Conference, and there are majority of things that need to be improved. Whether it's offense, whether it's defense, it doesn't really matter. Everything needs to change. I think Zach LaVine can definitely start that. Not only is Zach LaVine a great scorer, but his athleticism can definitely have him be an Andrew Wiggins 2.0. Now, as you all know, Andrew Wiggins is on the trading block as well, and maybe in order to get someone of LaVine's caliber, we would have to let go of Wiggins and maybe something else. But I do believe, especially with LaVine being such a young player and has definitely shown promise not just this year but over the last couple of years, as he is a 2-time All-Star, that if given the right team, the right opportunity, and also a right system around him, he can definitely be an All-Star player, and I think Golden State Warriors could definitely be the place where he can do that. The second player is none other than Myles Turner. Now, as you all know, Myles Turner does play for the Indiana Pacers, where the Pacers in the Eastern Conference actually do rank 4th with a 23-15 record. So they are doing very, very well. However, Indiana Pacers have definitely tried to ship off Myles Turner throughout the season, and still, even before the trade deadline, are still looking at trade options. And if there is a great opportunity out there, they are willing to trade Myles Turner. And I think this is where the Warriors can definitely give them a really good deal. Obviously, the Warriors do have a couple of big stars that they are looking to trade. It was mentioned by ESPN Insider that the GM of the Golden State Warriors said that everyone is tradable besides Steph and Curry. So you could see Draymond Green in this trade, also Andrew Wiggins, maybe Klay Thompson, and even the young stars such as Jonathan Kuminga and Trayce Jackson-Davis. And because of that, I do believe Myles Turner could be a great fit for what the Warriors currently have. When it comes to Turner, he stands at 6'11", 250 pounds, and I think that just in itself alone is honestly great for someone like Myles Turner, due to the fact that the Warriors could use a big man, and he is also a 2-time block champ and 2015-2016 All-Rookie. Myles Turner is only 27 years old as well, and like we mentioned with Zach LaVine, he is still a pretty young player, and because of that, he doesn't just have, 1 or 2 or even 3 years left in the league. He's got a lot more and can definitely be the future for this franchise once the older players end up leaving. So I do believe Myles Turner would be a perfect fit. So far this season, he is averaging 17.4 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. But the most impressive thing is that he's actually averaging 2 blocks a game while also shooting 34% from the 3 and an effective field goal percentage of 59%. So these are some efficient numbers, and that is something that the Myles Turner and Golden State Warriors connection can definitely be, due to the fact that Myles Turner is not only just a fantastic player, but he still has a lot of potential to continue to grow. And I think given the right guidance, especially from players like Steph or even coaches like Steve Kerr, they can definitely help him become even a better player than he already is, especially for the Indiana Pacers. The fact that Pacers have gone this far and are currently ranked 4th in the Eastern Conference definitely does show that Myles Turner has a lot of promise due to the fact that he has helped them get that far. He may not be the star player like Tyrese Halliburton, but he still gets the job done. The third player is none other than Gordon Hayward. Now, as you all know, Gordon Hayward has been a fantastic player, and he does play, however, for the Charlotte Hornets, who do rank 13th in actual Eastern Conference. Now, when it comes to Gordon Hayward, I still believe even at 33 years old, he can still be a fantastic player. He stands at 6'7", 225 pounds, and what I love about this pick is that the Charlotte Hornets are desperate to trade him, so I think the Warriors wouldn't even have to give up any of their stars in order to get him, but he can definitely make an impact, especially off the bench. Now, Gordon Hayward so far this season is averaging 14.5 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 4.6 assists. Now, this is fantastic due to the fact that so far when it comes to Gordon Hayward this season, he is only averaging around 30 minutes per game. Now, on top of this, he is shooting 37% from the three and an effective field goal percentage of 50%. And although he is a little bit older, I think Gordon Hayward can definitely make a huge impact on this team now, which is what the Warriors desperately need. Like I mentioned before, Warriors are currently out of the playoffs when it comes to the standings, and because of that, it has taken a huge toll, not only just Warriors, but also the Warriors GM, to make moves that make sense right now that can get them back into the playoff picture. And this is something that is super important. Now, Gordon Hayward doesn't have so much championship experience or playoff experience, but he is a one-time All-Star, and I do believe if given the right opportunity, can still be an All-Star or at least be a very high caliber player. Even at 33 years old, he could definitely give you a bucket, and I do believe his percentages do also show that. Like I mentioned before, his field goal percentage is fantastic, and his three-point percentage, which is something the Warriors definitely want, is very, very high as well. So his efficiency out there and his ability to play offense and defense makes him a player very desirable by this core Golden State Warriors team. The fourth player is none other than Nikola Vucevic. So this is Zach LaVine's teammate, like we talked about, but Nikola Vucevic does play for the Chicago Bulls, and the Chicago Bulls for the Eastern Conference do rank 9th. But I think Vucevic can be a fantastic player for this Warriors team. He's currently averaging 16.6 points, 10.3 rebounds, and 3.4 assists. Now, not only is he averaging a double-double, but if we look at his effective field goal percentage, he's shooting 50%, which I think is great, and his inside presence on offense and defense is definitely a huge bonus if the Warriors were going to get him. Now, Vucevic is a two-time All-Star, and he definitely still has a lot of game in him, even at 33 years old, and I do believe Vucevic can definitely add that size and defensive presence, especially in the paint, that the Warriors desperately need. I do believe Warriors have a lot of tweaks they need to do, but where I do believe they are missing out is a defensive anchor in the paint, and that is where Nikola Vucevic can definitely come in handy. Now, when it comes to the Golden State Warriors, I do always mention that they are missing a proper big man, and I think Vucevic can not only be that guy, but they could get him for very cheap. Like we talked about before, Chicago Bulls are looking to rebuild from scratch again, so they are in desperate need to try to get rid of Vucevic, try to get rid of Zach LaVine, and I think Warriors could be a fantastic place for both of them. Now, whether we get one or two, that's definitely up to what the Warriors can afford, but I do believe changes do need to be made, and I think a Vucevic trade would actually be very, very beneficial for what the Warriors are trying to do, which is get back into the playoff picture through offense and also through defense as well. Now, when it comes to Nikola Vucevic, what I love about his game is definitely his post-scoring ability. His ability to really attract defense and also get a bucket in the post-scoring move is honestly fantastic, and it's the inside presence that will not only just help him score more, but it would also help other players such as Steph, such as Klay, such as Andrew Wiggins to get open and to be able to hit those knockdown shots. The fifth player is none other than Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, as you all know, DFS does currently play for the Brooklyn Nets, and he's been doing a fantastic job, averaging 9.6 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 1.3 assists. Now, Dorian Finney-Smith only stands at 6'7", 225 pounds, but he does play that power forward position, which I think is honestly great. He does play that small forward or power forward position at times, but I do believe his best position is power forward, and at age 30, he's still giving you buckets. Like we mentioned before, when it comes to DFS, what I love most about his game is definitely his ability to score on the three-point line. Brooklyn Nets have a lot of great shooters in that team, and currently so far, Dorian Finney-Smith is shooting 41% from the three. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 41%. So that's honestly insane, and the fact that Brooklyn Nets do rank 10th so far in the Eastern Conference really does give a lot of capability for someone like the Warriors to get him in a trade, as the Brooklyn Nets are looking to shake things up very, very soon. Like we mentioned before, the trade deadline is coming up, and because of that, Brooklyn Nets could be desperate to sell someone of Dorian Finney-Smith's caliber. I think Warriors could be a fantastic place to also for them to entice them with big deals, maybe names such as Draymond, Wiggins, or maybe even Klay Thompson in that trade discussion. But either way, Dorian Finney-Smith would be a perfect fit due to the fact that he is more of a 3-and-D player. I think 3-and-D players are not only just great, but it's definitely something that the Warriors continue to look out for, and to get someone that can definitely try their best to guard 1 through 5. I think Dorian Finney-Smith is definitely one of those players. Like I mentioned before, stands at 6'7". He's quick enough to be and stay in front of guards, but is also big enough and strong enough to be able to stay in front of big men as well. And I think that's what makes him so dangerous, especially out there on the floor. And we definitely see a huge boost in defense when the Brooklyn Nets are playing and Dorian Finney-Smith is out there. And I could definitely see the same for the Golden State Warriors. Like we mentioned before, Warriors are struggling in a lot of departments, but I do believe defense is something, and that is massive, and I think Dorian Finney-Smith can provide that.